श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादः शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणाय। हरि ओम। Today we will read from the verse number 7. Yat panchakoshatmakamasti deham. Yat panchakoshatmakamasti deham tadantara kim bhuvanam chakasti. Deham vina panchavidam tadetad pashyanti keva bhuvanam bhanantu. शब्दादिरूपं भुवनं समस्तं शब्दादिसत्तेन्द्रियवृत्तिभास्यां सत्तेन्द्रियाणां मनसो वशे स्यात् मनोमयं तद्भुवनं वदामः। मनोमयं तद्भुवनं वदामः। भगवान रमण महर्षि inquires about the world, and he says that world cannot be experienced if we don't have this body, which consists of 5 sheaths. So with the help of these 5 sheaths we perceive this world. There is no one who can experience this world without these 5 things. Then he says that just analyze how we experience this world. How are we perceiving this world? So he says, instrument of perception has been given to us, and they bring all 5 sense objects to the mind. Shabdadi rupam bhuvanam samastam. World consists of 5 sense objects. There are innumerable objects are there in this world, but ultimately they are 5 only, combination of these 5 objects. World is nothing other than 5 sense objects: Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Now these Indriyas, the sense organs, they bring these sense objects to the mind, and in the mind perception happens, and then we say that I have seen this tree, I heard this sound, I have tasted this food. So ultimately it comes to mind. Sense organs doesn't keep those objects with themselves. They are just carrier. They bring and give it to mind. And in the mind we experience that object. That's why in the verse number 8, which we just now we read, he says, Manomayam tad bhuvanam vadama. This world is nothing but mind only, because everything comes to the mind. Everything is experienced by mind. Mind goes out and then perceive the object. Or other way you can say, objects come through sense organs to the mind. So unless and until mind is present, world cannot be experienced. So he says, Manomayam tad bhuvanam vadama. World is made up of mind only. This mind is such a mysterious thing. Actually, we never pay our attention to our mind. We are so extroverted. Always we are thinking of this world, the happenings around us, but we don't see what is happening within us. Pujya Gurudev also says that we worry about the people who are going ahead of us, or we think about those people who are behind us, but we never think that what is within us. Pujya Guruji also, other day he was speaking, and in his discourse he said that we have been given three things: Tana, Mana and Dhana. Physical body is there, wealth and money is there, and mind is there. We are so careful about investing money, managing funds, how to invest, how much to invest, where to invest, how can I, run my business successfully. We consult who are expert in this finance. So we take care of that money so well, so that we don't get any problem with the money, with the finance. Same way, we think about our body also. Constantly we watch our body. Is there any disease? Is there any discomfort in this body? How can I make this body more healthy? So we think of body as well as mind, tan and dhan. But this mind is completely ignored. Hardly we think about our mind. Actually, many times we feel that whether we have this mind or not. They say, "Na, mind your mind." We inquire about other things, but never inquire about mind. And he says, Manomayam tad bhuvanam vadama. Whole world is nothing but mind only. World revolves around mind. How I project through this mind, depending upon that, I have experience of happiness or sorrow, experience of likes and dislikes, good experience, some which are not very good experience. So everything has been experienced by this mind. Whole life revolves our mind only. That's why they say, as the mind, so the man. Once I asked somebody, do you know what is mind? He said, no, I don't know. Then I said, never mind. Bhagavan Raman Maharshi has described what is mind, what is the nature of this mind, how it functions. And our all scriptures, Vedas, Upanishad, they talk so much about this mind, and they say, please take care of this mind. If mind is properly guided, if mind is mastered, controlled, then there is no friend like mind. And if we don't take care of this mind, there is no worst enemy than this mind. So we must pay our attention to this mind. We should go within and then try to see. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. Very famous mantra is there. It is the cause of bondage and means of liberation. So this is the main thing, If we don't pay attention to this mind, then we will be inviting a lot of trouble to ourselves. That's why here he says, Manomayam tad bhuvanam vadama. World is nothing but projection of mind. Like dream, we experience dream state. Now we feel that tree is there and mountain is there, building is there, people around, they are there. But everything is nothing but projection of mind only. When I wake up, then I come to know. Oh, it was my mind only. Same way, all our experiences, they are associated with mind only. We say that we are living in this world, but actually we are living with our mind only. Mind is our world. Now there is one question. Okay, everything is mind, you are saying. Your mind created, objects around you. But can we say that mountain and sun and moon and galaxies and stars, they are also creation of our own mind? Rivers and trees and plants and birds and animals, all this is projection of our mind? We don't feel that way, that we have created galaxies and we have created sun and moon. So therefore, Vedanta postulates one principle, and according to that, this world which we see is projection of total mind. So there are two minds. One is individual mind, which we are experiencing, and other is total mind. So the sun and moon and trees and plants and rivers and mountains, all this is projection of total mind, and total mind is none other than God Himself. That's why in Upanishad it comes that Bhagavan thought of creation. Just one sankalpa, one thought arose in his mind. Let me create this world. Sadeva Somme Idamagrasi. There was nothing in the beginning. He was there. He was alone. Ekamevadvitya. And then, by his sankalpa, he created this world. Now see, in this way there are two types of world. One is called Ishvara Srushti and other is called Jiva Srushti. Creation of my mind and creation of total mind. An interesting thing is, the creation of God, which is known as the Ishvara Srushti, doesn't create any problem. Sun and moon and mountains and trees, actually they help us. But our own creation, manomay creation, what we imagined and what we projected, that is the cause of our problem. So we don't have to do anything with this creation, which is projection of total mind. We have to work on Jiva Srushti, Manomay Srushti. We have to focus our attention on our mind, and we have to see what we are creating, what we are projecting, what we are imagining. So when we inquire in this fashion, then we will come to know that there is no use of blaming others for my problem, my difficulties. It is all created by my mind only. So manomayam tadbhuvanam vadama. Now further we inquire. Okay, you are saying that this individual mind, it is the cause of all, problems. So let us analyze what is this mind. About mind, how we talk, we say my mind is very restless, my mind is depressed, my mind is agitated. These are all types of mind. But first, let us inquire what is mind, how this mind is constituted. So, in the next verse, he is focusing on this point and inquiring about the nature of mind. Now, just we'll read and then we will discuss. Dhiya sahodeti dhiyastameti lokastatodhi pravibhasya eshaha dhi loka janma kshaya dhama purna sadvastu janma kshaya shunyamekam dhiya sahodeti dhiyastameti lokastatodhi pravibhasya eshaha dhi loka janma kshaya dhama purna sadvastu janma kshaya shunyamekam. It should be purnam. Dhi loka janma kshaya dhama purnam. He says, just focus your attention on your mind and just see what is this mind. First of all, we come to know when we inquire about this mind, that mind is not part of this gross physical body. Like we have got heart and liver and kidney and brain. Mind doesn't belong to this gross body. It is subtle body, subtler than this gross body. Sukshma Sharira. And subtle body means which cannot be perceived by our sense organs. It is subtler than sense organs, subtler than sense object. See, all these surgeons, they can see brain, they can see heart, but they cannot see mind. They can do surgery, they can operate upon brain and heart, open heart surgery. Have you heard any time open mind surgery? Because mind is not seen. They cannot operate with their instruments. With the microscope, they cannot see that mind. They can see brain cells and all that. So mind is very subtle. So it is not part of gross body. This is the first point. Second thing, how we experience our mind. So it is very easy to understand. Mind is always experienced in the form of thoughts. So Pujya Gurudev used to say, thought flow is mind. Now when we look at our thoughts, we feel that thousands of thoughts are passing through our mind. They say, experts say that every day 60,000 thoughts pass through our mind. And the person who is more agitated, for him, you can double this figure. So, thousands of thoughts, they are passing. But here, what Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, though we say that there are so many thoughts, but actually, if we observe each thought minutely, closely, then we come to know that there are only two thoughts. How can you say there are only two thoughts? Yes. One is called this thought and other is called I thought. To explain this, I will give you a few examples. Suppose if I am looking at one tree. So what I say, I am seeing this tree. Now this is the thought, okay. Now you can divide this thought into two parts. One is sense object is there in that thought. So tree is the object. And other thing, I am seeing. So I am the seer. So one is object, other is subject. Now each thought consists of these two things, object and subject, seen and seer. And in each thought you will find that the object of perception is changing. But I am, this thought is constant. At one point of time, I am looking at tree. Second time, I am looking at building. So what I will say, I am looking at building. So now object is changed. Object is replaced. First it was tree, then now building. Now if somebody comes, my friend comes, so my attention goes towards that friend. And then what is it? Oh, my friend is coming. I am seeing him. So now object of my experience will be the friend. So this part of thought is called idam vritti, or this thought. But in all these three thoughts, I am, that remains same. So this is called aham vritti. Aham vritti is substratum of idam vritti. If this I thought is not there, then this thought also won't exist. First I have to be there, then that object will be seen or perceived or known. That's why when we get up in the morning, first thought comes in our mind is I am, I exist. Then I am aware of room, I am aware of other things which are around me. So this I thought, continuously it is present in all thoughts. That's why what Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says in this verse, Dhiya saha udeti, dhiya astameti. Dhiya means this I thought. Dhiya saha udeti. With the I thought, world rises. When I thought manifests, then world also manifests. Dhiya astameti, when this I thought merges, when I thought is gone, then world also disappear. So with the I thought, world comes. The rise of I thought, world rises. When I thought sets, world also sets. So I thought is the main thing. So again we go back to our analysis. World is made up of mind. Manomayam tad bhuvanam vadama. Without mind you cannot experience this world. So what is mind? Mind consists of many thoughts. Again, more minutely when we observe, all thoughts are made up of two thoughts. One is called idam vritti, other is called aham vritti. Idam vritti is continuously changing. Idam vritti is associated with different objects. So, as the object, so will be the idam thought. But this idam vritti is based on aham vritti. I am hearing, I am tasting, I am touching. So I am. This I thought is more prominent. And further he says that since I thought is the main thought, it is the substratum of all our experience. So mind is nothing but I thought. Same discussion has been done in Upadeshsar, which is again a work of Ramana Maharshi only. He has composed 30 verses, and in that also same thoughts have been given. Vrittayo mana viddhi aham mana, he says. At the first, in the beginning we feel that so many thoughts are there in the mind. But finally, it comes to only one thought, I thought. When I thought rises, everything, becomes so clear, so everything is manifested. So therefore, when we go to sleep, first all objects, they disappear. And then finally, this I thought. I am sleeping, and then, as Gurudev used to say, we slip into sleep, and then there is no experience of any world. So in this way, the substratum of entire world is mind, and in mind again there are two thoughts, and one thought becomes the substratum of other thought. Aham vritti is the Aadhar. Now Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, you just meditate upon this I thought. I am engineer, I am doctor, I am human being, I am son of so and so, I am manager, officer. All these things which are associated with I, just think about that. Then finally inquires from where this I thought is rising. Now please note it. This I thought also, it also changes. But not that frequently as idam thought. This I thought also rises and it sets. Identification with different things create this I thought. When I identify with this body, then I am so and so. When I identify with my relatives, then identity changes. I am nephew, or I am uncle, or I am friend or something. So this I thought also, please note it, is not an absolute truth. It also is changing. It also rises and falls. So now inquire about this I thought. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, when we think about the origin of this I thought, then what we will come to know? Dhiloka janma kshayadhama purnam sadvastu janma kshayashunyamekam. Beautiful. He says, when you meditate upon the origin of this I thought, then we come to know that the substratum of I thought is Sat, pure existence, and which is free from birth and death. The reality is the abode of the birth and death of this I thought. This Sat is called reality or truth. So Sadvastu, it is one, and Janma Kshaya Shunyam, it is not born or it will not die. That existence is complete, birthless, deathless, changeless, and from this existence, this I thought is rising. Like from ocean, how waves they rise and fall. Ocean has no birth and death. That wave is born and then wave dies. So this I thought is like wave. And then of course, idam thought of all objects, they come into picture. So in meditation, what we have to do? We have to go deep into the I thought and abide in the substratum of I thought, which is Sat. And if we could do that, then that is Sat Darshan. That is the vision of truth. In this way, this is inner journey from world to mind, from mind to I thought, from I thought to real I. That is my true nature. We will discuss more about this verse in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.